Hello, my name is Jennifer, and welcome to my January 16, 2020 Sims 4 news video about the console getting gallery and the PC Mac game update. Here's an overview of what I'm going to cover in this video. The exciting news that console got an update to add the gallery, PC Mac getting a game update to prepare for Tiny Living, the known mod impact the game update for PC Mac, as well as some more information on the new lot type coming with Tiny Living. So there was a tweet from SimGuruLegacy. The gallery has been a long time in the making and we have an awesome team here that made it happen. Plus extra thanks to Sony and Microsoft who worked closely with us to make it happen and be cross-platform. There was also a tweet from SimGuruNinja which essentially mentioned that there were updates for everyone and then also to let him know if there were any issues on any platform. This tweet by SimGuruLegacy essentially summarized a couple of the key points from the patch notes, which I will also go over. So the gallery is cross-platform with PC, Mac, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One all using the same gallery. And no, you do not need Xbox Live Gold or PlayStation Plus to use the gallery. You do need to link your PSN Xbox Live account to EA if you haven't done already. Now, the update number was V1.21. And essentially, what's new? The gallery. That was all. It was a big thing, but that was all that was in the update today. There will be an update coming to prepare your games for Tiny Living, as well as to add the things and the bug fixes that PC Mac got back in December, but hopefully you shouldn't get the issues that we got because we got them fixed today, which I'll go over when I go over the patch notes in the next part about this. So as I said, a few of these things were already mentioned in SimGuruLegacy's tweet. One thing is, if you're not familiar with the gallery, it's like My Library, only global. On the gallery, you'll find creative simmers sharing their households, lots, and rooms for everyone to download and use. And like I said, there was a few things already mentioned. It does say when you first start The Sims 4, you should see the invite to link to your EA account if you haven't done so already. And you can also link to your account by going to Game Options Other, and linking your account will also unlock Grimm's Ghoulish Guitar. There is some information there. If you disable cross-platform play on your account, you will only be able to see the creations from simmers that have uploaded from the same platform. So i.e., if you do that and you're on PlayStation 4, you'll see PlayStation 4 creations. And if you're on Xbox One, you'll see Xbox One creations. And creations using CC will not be available on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One gallery, and you will not even see the advanced filter as we do on the computer version of the game. SimGuruLegacy also said there's a small quirk in the gallery right now since the stars aligned and PC updated at the same time as we did. If you see a message about being on a newer version when trying to download, this is because it's a new PC upload from today. We are going to realign with our next update, which is due in the near future. So you will be able to download all uploads at that point. In the meantime, you can filter on platform or look for an item in most popular or scroll down the newest filter a little. As time goes by, of course, that newest filter is going to get filled up with more new things. So what you can do also is if you know the creator that you want to go check out, just go check them out. And it's more likely that the newest filter will work better then because there will be less new stuff, most likely for an individual creator than there will be on the gallery itself. And of course, with the rollout, the gallery was unavailable earlier today for on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Afterwards, the gallery was down for everybody because it was down for maintenance, but it is now back up again, so it should be working for everybody now. There is also another issue, console simmers seeing as owner of the library content. Essentially, I think it's not showing you as being the owner of the library content for some console simmers. I don't think this is applying to everybody. They had some saves and they're working on a resolution to get that resolved. And from what I could see from the tweets I was seeing, if you were having that issue, you can't upload to the gallery because it's essentially questioning the ownership of it. Also, if you're having problems looking for content, I don't know about the original person asking the question, but the solution was presented by someone who's on PlayStation 4, where it was putting a space after what you typed. And SimGuruLegacy also said that that happens with the autocomplete option. You need to get rid of that space for it to be able to work when you're trying to do your search. This other tweet by SimGuruLegacy was get downloading, and a great tip for those new to the gallery: if you download someone's build and re-upload, please give the original creator credit. Now, I know on the computer version of the game, usually when you edit someone else's build or you download and re-upload it, it will keep the original creator's name there. I would think the same was true for console, but I'm not sure. So here's this tweet by SimGuruNinja again. Happy patch day for all platforms. Console has the gallery now, and PC Mac got some bug fixes. Patch notes are below. Let me know if you have any issues on any platform. Happy simming. Now, the patch notes, which I will show, only really talk about the bug fixes, but there was a tweet by SimGuruNinja, which I'll show after I go over the patch notes, that showed that there were a couple of things that weren't in the patch notes and that there weren't just bug fixes. There is the number that you should be seeing in your game after you have done your update. On the home screen it'll be there, and it'll also be in the game version in your game files. This essentially is a summary of what the update was about. Essentially, it was preparing us for tiny living. It also addressed a few issues, as well as we have set aside quite some time for a new addition to our language roster, and so they were happy to announce that The Sims 4 is now supported in simplified Chinese. And so you may have noticed that when you were updating your game that it seemed to be updating all of your packs. That is the reason why. So for Sims 4, you can see the actual bug fixes for Sims 4, and the top two were the top two bug issues since the December update, where the first one is they fixed the issue in which the hygiene was not being resolved when taking a shower on any bathtub and shower combo. That has been fixed. I tested it in one of my saves and it was indeed fixed. They fixed an issue in which the game would jump to ultra speed randomly when some service NPCs, specifically maids, were on the lot. That one I couldn't test so easily because in most of my saves I've dismissed the maid. So hopefully it is fixed. I'm assuming it is. And you can see that there are some other fixes there that apply to base game. There were, one fix for Get Together, one for Seasons, and two for Get Famous. Discover University, you can see there's 4 fixes there. A couple of the issues, I should say, that I've seen a few people talking about. Sims getting poor grades even though they do all the work, and then the timer isn't working properly when you're doing your homework. Essentially, it's not showing the time progression on university homework. But if you look at your work tab, it'll show that it is actually making some progress. Those two things aren't noted as being fixed in these update notes. There's what seems to be kind of a minor graphics type issue in Outdoor Retreat that was fixed. Dine Out, Realm of Magic, and Launder Day all had one bug fix each. And Moschino had, there's 6 things there that were fixed. And the main one is actually the second from the bottom wasn't, I wouldn't think it was a fix, but it now functions as a stereo, living to its full potential. Rock on. So that's kind of a fun fix that's or fun update, I should say. And you can see there that is the amp, and you can see that you can listen to it and turn on music, which you couldn't do previously. So moving on to this tweet by SimGuruNinja. Patch day. Some good bug fixes in there. Some awesome new bookend functionality. And what else is there? Psst, the patch notes didn't list everything. So I only know of 2 things that weren't listed, and that was essentially because it's mentioned here. The bookend functionality, and then the what else SimGuruNinja tweeted about afterwards. So here is the bookend functionality. From what I could see, there are 4 in the game, 2 that are base game. The one is City Living, the one with the elephants there, and the one with the tiger or whatever it is, that's from Moschino Stuff Pack. They now all work as a bookcase. So essentially you don't need a bookcase. If you place one of these, that will help you, which is really good when you're trying to do tiny builds, and it gives you some more things to be able to use other than, I think, the one that came with the Tiny Living Pack. So if you don't have the Tiny Living Pack, you can still help you with some small builds. If you're not planning on getting it or you're not getting it soon, this will help you with those. And the other thing that SimGuruNinja tweeted about is, ever find that perfect bed but you don't want to use it since its comfort gain is too low? Me too. So annoying, right? Yeah, well, anyway, that's not a problem anymore, and you can see that you can now upgrade the beds. The first one there, the top one, is massage controls, but you need to have a level 6 handiness skill to add that upgrade. And if you have level 6 handiness skill, switching between sims, it increases your energy gain during sleep and nap, but it takes 4 common upgrade parts. Now, if you want to do the mattress firmness upgrade, it requires you to have level 8 of handiness skill to do that. And if you have level 8 handiness skill and can do it, it will upgrade the mattress firmness to allow Sims to have a more restful sleep and wake up in a positive mood. And again, it takes 4 common upgrade parts. And if you do that latter one, your Sims will get this moodlet when they sleep. Perfect firmness from the mattress firmness upgrade. I did not see a moodlet for the other one, but and I don't know how long it lasts because I took this screenshot after it had already been there for a little bit, and I don't remember how long it was, but the fact is you get it after you're finished. Now, if you do not have handy Sims, in general, you could either make one sim handy, or you could probably download a handy sim from the gallery and then just place them in the household to get them to do the upgrades and then move them out. Unfortunately, I expect the beds are the same as anything that you upgrade, that when you upload the room or house with the bed in it, the upgrades don't stick. So you can't just have someone upgrade it and save it and put it down somewhere else. Unfortunately, the only way to do it is with a sim. Moving on to some mod information. There were a few mods impacted by the game update, but not all of them and not as many as sometimes there are. But UI Cheats extension is one that did break. It quite commonly breaks with game updates, but it has already been updated. So if you use it, the new version is out, so you need to get that in your game, because if you don't have it, there were some glitches with build mode among some other issues. Little Miss Sam's issued her mods that needed to be updated, and obviously she has a lot of mods, so this is only a handful of the mods that she has that needed to be updated. So you can see the list up there on the screen, but I do see some popular mods that I see people use quite frequently, so you will need to replace them with these new ones. And here are the rest of the mods that she has that you need to get the newer version of it. And of course, this only applies if you have the regular version of the game. If you have the Legacy Edition installed, do not use these updates. And she also has a zip file temporarily there for people to get them all at once at this time. Scarlett's mods, she had a couple that she needed to update. She had to update her all-year plants and her kiss neck for adults. Obsolete, you no longer need the triple speed mod fix, since that was fixed in the game update, and everything else by her doesn't need to be changed. It's all compatible. Deaderpool issued this note about MCCC and the EA update, and essentially there were no issues with it, so there was no upgrades with that. There were a couple other ones that I noticed breaking. I actually got all of this information initially from Deaderpool's Discord, and then I went and got the source from elsewhere, but that was where I became aware of this. So the CC wrench override broke with the new patch for Tiny Living, so she's working on it and hopes to get an update out soon, but the latest will be sometime next week. And then the other one is SimRealist has some mods, and the SMB Bills 0.2.0.2 is broken, but there's no indication there as to when it will be fixed. But you can see the other mods they have seem to be compatible with the game update. So here's our final part from SimGuru Mystery. Okay, here's my last build to share. I call it Tiny Cottage. It's a tier 1 micro home. What does that mean? be sure to join us Friday, January 17th at 11 a.m. Pacific at Twitch TV The Sims for their Tiny Living live stream. So this is also a reminder about the live stream tomorrow. Here's a couple of close-ups of the shots that were shared in that tweet. The little micro home to give you an idea of what the smallest size home would be that would fit that criteria. And speaking of criteria, here we go. There's that new lot type, tiny home residential, and there you can see the requirements. A tier 1 micro home can only be up to 32 grids. A tier 2 tiny home can be 64, and a tier 3 small home can be 100. Now, in the original trailer that was shown, it did show that the small home got lower bills, but then when it became tiny, they had that. Plus, they had relationship bonuses. And then if you got to the smallest tier, i.e. the micro home, they had the first 2 benefits, as well as it being cozy or more comfortable for Sims to live in the micro home. Up there on the screen is the schedule of when the live stream will be tomorrow. Essentially, the timing is 11 a.m. again Pacific, which then correlates to other times, 2 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. GMT, and 6 a.m. on January 18th in Sydney, Australia. And I'll have that link down below, which if you further go, you'll see where it is anywhere in the world, and they always have it as a replay afterwards. So let me know what you think about the news. Were you expecting the gallery update to come this quickly? I was quite surprised, but very, very pleasantly surprised. And I really like the bed upgrades, and I think I'll probably use the bookend functionality in some of my sort of smaller builds, especially when my Sims are starting out and don't have very much space. That'll be very handy. But that's going to be it for this video. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye! This has been Jennifer. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them below. I'd love to see them. If you liked the video, please leave a like. And if you'd like to see more videos of challenge, let's plays, tutorials, and occasional speed builds, please subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thanks very much!